And in these times, peace is, like everything else, getting politicized, which is a movement which really has nothing to do with peace itself. Peace is always here. Every war arises out of a backdrop of peace. And when all of the wars are done, there's peace again. And also, within every moment of a conflict or inner fight or fight between countries, there is also peace still there. It's not something, peace is not something which depends on anything else. It doesn't depend on what we do. It exists anyway. It's much, much bigger than our human conditions. What we're fighting for is not peace, but a negotiation about who surrenders. The opposite of war is surrender. Stopping to fight. Peace itself doesn't have an opposite. It's not or peace or war. Inside ourselves, it's not that it's not true to say that only when we have a house and a car and a partner and they're behaved and at least one child and a dishwasher, then we will have peace. In this, we will be running all the time outside of ourselves to get the peace which is always there.
Because you forgot the vacuum cleaner.
Also, the vacuum cleaner is not helping. It's very, very hard for us as conscious thinking animals to allow that the peace is there at the same time that we are in stress or in fear or in pain, that it's also there. So in a way, what we do, because we have to take care of the stress or the pain, is that we shut off the resource of peace in order to take care. Like, I can't deal with peace now, I have to fight a war inside myself. But then we become a victim of the war. It sends us to here and to here and to here, and we lose the direction of what we want to reconnect to and open to, which is the peace. There's no judgment in peace. There's no politics in peace. In situations like we find ourselves now, we're not actually experiencing firsthand anything that wasn't there before. It's peaceful here for us. Individually, right now, there's not rockets falling from the sky. If we open the TV, we see a different kind of news, but this is already on a level of projection. And then we project from that our beliefs, like a defense, because something is trying to cut us off from our natural given peace. So we have to take a position. And to take a position, we cut off the peace. Simply because with our minds, it's so hard to allow that from peace we can take a position. And the position is for now. It's just what we're thinking in this moment. And we can change our minds. Our feelings can change. Our projections can change. Our experience can change. And the peace is always there. But if we can allow this part of who we are, part of our perception, part of our consciousness to continue to be there in our experience, we remain in more wholeness. There's more space. Like in the meditation before, we have more spaciousness to be able to let go, to be able to surrender or to accept surrender. We have more spaciousness to forgive ourselves, which is healing, for being in a fight. If we stay connected with the peace, we can allow ourselves to fight with wisdom, in protection of ourselves, in the form of ourselves, or in loyalty to what's needed in the moment, without having to cling on to a projection or a belief structure or a thought, because once we thought it, so it has to be forever. We're able to release. Which means we're much more alive. So when we do the peace meditation, it's very much about the movement of allowance, allowing ourselves to reconnect with the peace energy, allowing and inviting it. It's not going to do anything except be naturally where it always is. So in a way, by inviting peace, we're reopening ourselves to our inner strength, to our center. Without any agenda, not in order to achieve anything, just because it is there. So the peace meditation, normally we start at the ID. This is just a structure, but there are many, basically wherever we open our eyes, or the eyes and ears of our heart, we're bringing peace already. Wherever we're alive and awake, we are channels of peace in its purity. But we give a structure to which helps. So we start at the ID, put the color sky blue, infinite blue of our choosing, just as the color itself is a kind of invitation because it's the color of infinity. The sky is infinite, and while we have a body and a shape and a country and a structure, we are also infinite at the same time. So it looks very much like peace. While we're fighting, struggling in our forms, peace is also there. So we put the color blue, allow it to fall into the aura, the ball of the aura, to go where it needs to go. We don't need to interfere with it. It can change, transform, just let it do whatever it does. Moving with our attention all the way to the point, like 30 meters above the head, 30 meters between our feet, inside the earth. Then we move, allow ourselves to be, our attention to move upwards. It's a natural movement to the heart. And a good way to invite the initial, to open the experience of peace initially is simply to recall the feeling of peace. The feeling of peace in ourselves, because we all have had, we know what peace is. We remember it. In the level of feeling, we also remember it. So we can use a trigger, the peace of our family home, the peace of the Shabbat candles, the peace of a sunset. We can use what has individually worked for us to open this gate to peace, to reopen the feeling. We shall remember on the level of feeling, peace. And then we've got the feeling, we drop the trigger, the image we used, and just go with the feeling. Allowing ourselves to dissolve into the feeling, allowing it to expand, which it will. The more we allow, the more our awareness can spread to the areas where it's always there, way beyond any physical form or emotional form which we have. And then anything that comes forward in our minds or thoughts or feelings will probably be something which is non-peaceful, taking a form, and we simply share that peace with it, with the movement, let it be. Not push it away. I know we want peace now, we don't want this. Just let whatever is coming forward be also in the peace.